These are this afternoon's top stories. Former Bank of Commerce to make over $80 million payout to former depositors. Guyana salutes its police ranks for their service, and Russia airstrikes kill 200 civilians. Good afternoon and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Wednesday, 23rd December 2015. I'm Carla Barrage. In national news, former depositors of the defunct Bank of Commerce that folded in bankruptcy in 1985 will soon recover their money with an additional increase of 2.5% on their balances. In wrapping up the 2016 budget debate in the National Assembly, Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Timothy Harris said that the Bank of Commerce is expected to pay out $18,185,783 to former clients, with the process starting on December 28th through the Pelican Mall branch of the St. Kitts, Nevis and Anguilla National Bank. It is being reported that between 5,000 and 6,000 persons are expected to benefit from the payout. 7 senior Calypsonians got the green light to compete in Monday night's Senior Calypso Monarch after being named as this year's finalists. The final set of eliminations began on Monday and continued on Tuesday night at 17 degrees. Making the cut were Ayatollah, Craig, Jackie, Lady Diva, Cut, I Southsop, and Queenie G, with Zaki being named as the alternate. They will compete against reigning National Calypso King Oscar Astro Brown, who spoke with ZIZ News about his preparation.
King Astro is ready. He's very focused. He's well prepared. And those are 3 key elements in any competition. I am hungry. I'm hungry to repeat. I think I need to prove to people that it wasn't just a one-off last year.
Meantime, Carnival events continue this evening with the highly anticipated Soca Monarch Finals at the Sugar Mill on Port Zante. That show is expected to get underway at 8 p.m. and be broadcast live on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM and streamed at www.zizonline.com. Competing in the Cable Groovy segment will be Nicha B, Pizza Man, Shaki Starfire, Deli Ranks, Fantastic Thunder, Shanna, Keja, Katie, Vinci, and reigning king Mr. Bagnall. In the ZIZ Power category, Katie and LAX, Mr. Hype, Shanna, Ijanya, Deli Ranks, Mr. World, Tannabal, Pizza Man, Ras Kelly, and Fantastic Thunder will come up against reigning king Sugar Bowl. The alternates are Jazzboo and Daddy Tusty for the Power, and LaDonna and Ras Kelly for the Groovy category.
Greetings everyone, I'm GQ from the morning show right here on ZIZ Radio Power 96.1. And right now, I'm invading your homes to tell you about the official cool-down fete for Sugar Mass 44. It's scheduled to be on January 3rd of 2016. I'm going to be there. I hope to see you there, and a host of bands, food, music, and a lot of entertainment for you. Remember, it's the official cool-down fete for Sugar Mass 44. Revel like never before.
On to news on the regional scene. Ranks of the Guyana Police Force were saluted for their invaluable service to the country. Here's more.
Commissioner of Police Silal Posad and senior officers of the Guyana Police Force showed their appreciation to ranks of the force at a luncheon at the Breakdown Police Station. The annual event also saw corporate Guyana showing support to the policemen and women. Commander of A Division Clifton Aiken said the force is striving for excellence while it is reflecting on the past.
The service that we are providing is not a commodity that is maintained by one set of ingredients. It is a commodity that it is analyzed individually by members of the public. So we are striving for excellence through that process.
Commissioner of Police Silal Posad said there are major demands placed on the division. These includes crime and traffic.
We don't have control of many of the factors that contribute to crime and to behavior that results in traffic accidents. It is a useful tool and we should continue to use it. A Division for the year so far is up by 7% relative to last year. There is an increase in murders. Robbery is pretty much almost the same level as last year, but it's break and enter, which is the highest, has the highest frequency of serious crimes committed.
And then some policemen showcased their musical talent and entertained the gathering.
Oh, come let us adore in Christ the Lord.
So here I am every year, every Christmas.
Comedian Lyndon Jambi Jones then had the group in a frenzy.
Hold your whole vote. So, for those of you who did very well and you're going to be rewarded, I hope they got some envelope with money instead of a plaque that is made out of wood. That's the usual thing, you know, people give you wood and say, thank you for your good song, it's a piece of wood. And that is what is meant when they say you do good and you hold wood.
The police is currently working with the Ghana Defense Force to further reduce crime across the country. Reporting for Capital News, Royce and Drakes.
As the Free Winds anti-drug movement returns to St. Lucia, the Substance Abuse Secretariat is working with that organization on a special program for the country's drug-free clubs.
On Monday, the Substance Abuse Council met its partners aboard the Motor Free Winds vessel. 20 members of the St. Lucia Youth Talents on Parade Drug-Free Club visited the ship. The Free Winds crew participated in a seminar entitled The Truth About Drugs. Captain Ken Weber is a strong supporter of the drug-free lifestyle. He has been working to spread the message throughout the region.
They've been in use probably 20 years now throughout the world. This program's done in many different languages. In fact, the National Police of Colombia have adopted this program, and the head of the anti-narcotics police of all of Colombia trains his staff on this, and then they take it into the schools, they take it into the community, they take it into the gangs, and it's on national, complete national program in the whole country of Colombia.
The Substance Abuse Advisory Council Secretariat is committed to enhancing the advocacy skills of drug-free club members. Director Cyprian Yard underscored this message by urging people to have an alcohol-free holiday season.
During this festive season, we are encouraging people to remain sober, to remain drug-free, to remain alcohol-free. In that way, we believe that they will have a better time celebrating. Because celebrating the birth of Christ is not about alcohol consumption. And if you hear even some of the many carols, or what we refer to as the many carols, or the music that is around, it always promotes drink the rum so that you can have. You don't have to drink the rum. You don't have to do this.
Yard is appealing to those stricken by chronic disease to stay off the bottle.
Like the diabetes, hypertension, chronic diseases who have had those histories. Some people forgo their medication. They've set these things aside just so that they can indulge in heavy consumption of alcohol. We know that it is not the way to go. It destroys us. And if we look back at the past year or so, when St. Lucia has been rated as having one of the highest rates of consumption of alcohol per capita, that's not a very good statistic at all.
The objective of the Council is to develop, monitor and coordinate an effective and supportive campaign against the supply and demand of illicit drugs. This includes the reduction in the abuse of narcotics.
And internationally, according to Amnesty International, Russian airstrikes in Syria have killed hundreds of civilians and caused massive destruction in residential areas. The attacks destroyed a mosque and a busy market, as well as medical facilities, in a pattern of attacks that show evidence of violations of international humanitarian law. Here's more.
International highlights 6 attacks in Syria, with dozens of civilian casualties. In each case, there was no obvious military target nearby. After interviewing witnesses, doctors and human rights groups, Amnesty reports that homes and a hospital were hit, as well as a market and a mosque. In most cases, the location and timing of the attacks tally with Russian Defense Ministry reports on airstrikes, though it says it was targeting so-called Islamic State militants. Despite dropping thousands of bombs in Syria, Russian officials have never acknowledged causing any civilian casualties there. They extol effective, pinpoint strikes against terrorists and have dismissed previous claims to the contrary as part of an anti-Russian information war by the West. But this latest investigation, which includes analysis of video material from strike sites, also highlights the unlawful use of unguided bombs and cluster munitions in built-up areas. Amnesty International is calling for an immediate end to what it describes as indiscriminate and disproportionate strikes in Syria, and for a full...
A young man has been found alive after spending more than 60 hours under a massive landslide in southern China. At least 16 people remain hospitalized, 3 are in critical condition, and 73 still reported missing.
The amazing moment: a man was pulled out alive more than 60 hours after being buried when a waste heap collapsed on an industrial estate in the southern Chinese city of Shenzhen. 21-year-old Tian Zemming was found at 3:30 a.m. in a coherent state, but his legs had been crushed, according to media reports. He was taken straight to hospital, and doctors have since confirmed that he is conscious after surgery. The rescuers continued digging at the same location where Tian was found, in the hope of finding additional survivors. The government says that more than 70 people are still unaccounted for.
Taking a look at the weather, temperatures today will peak at 78 degrees Fahrenheit with a moderate breeze blowing from the east-northeast at 15 miles per hour. Today will be partly cloudy with a period of quick passing showers. Tonight, expect fair to partly cloudy conditions, becoming cloudy at times, mainly overnight and early morning, with periods of quick passing showers. Seas are rough with waves up to 10 feet. A warning remains in effect for small craft operators and sea bathers. Sunset today will be at 5:43 p.m. and sunrise tomorrow will be at 6:38 a.m. And that brings us to the end of the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more in detail. Thank you for joining us. I'm Carla Barrage.